Hello Tribe and welcome back to our series 1 of our Dosha Vinyasa Yoga. This is the Kapha component of our 3-part cycle, so it can be a little more vigorous than the Vata and the Pitta Vinyasas. So and at any point that you need to rest, by all means stop and rest, just pause the video and stop and rest. And during our flow, because this flow can be done with weights as well. So I'll just quickly show you. I have my 1.5 kilogram weights here, and you can use the same weight. You can use a lighter set of weights, maybe a 0.5 or even lighter if you want to, but maybe no heavier than 1.5s. If you're a big, strong person and you want a little bit more challenge, then by all means you can go maybe up to 2 kilograms, but I wouldn't suggest any heavier than that. Because when we come into our upward facing hands with weights and you come into a back bend, that extra weight in your hands can pull the body towards the back. And it's the same when we do our other flows, even with our high side angles. We're going to have high side angles today. With that extra weight, if your top arm isn't in an absolute vertical position, so that weight goes through your joints. If it's in any other angle, it can have an unpleasant, even unsafe pulling in your ligaments and your tendons and your soft tissue connections. So just be aware of that. No heavier than 2 kilograms. Every now and then I am going to do the flows with weights and without weights, just to give you the confidence that if you want to use your weights, you're welcome to. And if you find that you're going from effort to struggle, then by all means let go of the weights and just do the flow without it. From here, come to the top of your mat, feet at the top of your mat, 1 hip width distance, approximately 2 fist widths. Wave the spine, belly in and up, hugging and lifting, chest up, head up. You can even roll the shoulders here. Inhaling without our weights first. Bring the backs of the hands together, thread them up, pressing in the backs of the hands. Lengthening up in our upward facing hands. Push the hips forward just for a tiny back bend, just for a start. Squeeze the front of the body, squeeze your psoas to lift back into an upright position. Hands in, make an effort to press the elbows in. Knees bend, belly on the thighs, lead with the head, forward fold. If you have no issues in your head, there's no heaviness, no congestion, no headache, no slight dizziness, and no eye issues, look through the gap between your legs. But if you do have any head issues, look at that top horizon of your mat, or even a little bit farther forward, up to the point that your neck, the back of the neck, is still okay in your forward fold. Finger pads high on your shins, elbows in, push to the length of your arms, lifting up halfway. Ardha Uttanasana, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Hands as flat as you can make them. Step back, plank. Inhale, plank. Exhale, all the way down or halfway. Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, abdominal massage back down, just to heat up the body and prepare the abdominals. Tuck your toes under, strong lift up, full plank, puppy pose, downward facing dog. Spinal waves, belly up, chest up, head up, and exhale down. Heels up, knees and elbows bend, walk, big long stride to the top of your mat. forward fold. Waving up halfway, finger pads any height on your shins or even down on the mat if you want to. Exhale, forward fold, soften your knees, backs of the hands together, push to the length of your legs, wave yourself up, upward facing hands. Push the hips forward, shallow or maybe deeper with your back bend. Squeeze the front to lift, hands in, elbows in, bow down. Remembering to bend your knees, belly on the thighs, lead with the head, forward fold, hands beside the feet. Pushing to the length of your arms, waving up halfway. Finger pads any height on your shins or even down on the mat. Exhale, forward fold, hands as flat as you can make them, bend the knees and step or jump back. Plank. Inhale, plank. Exhale, all the way down or halfway. Cobra or upward facing dog. Use your transition back to plank. Don't rush. Bend the knees, push back. Puppy pose or lengthen the legs in downward facing dog. By all means, you're welcome to stop in puppy pose if you want to. Wave the spine, belly up, chest up, head up, and exhale, waving down. Two more. Inhale, waving the spine up. It's an up and down movement. Exhale, down. Last one, belly in and up, chest up, head up, exhale, down. Heels up, knees and elbows bend, step or jump, top of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. From here, if you want to use your weights, grab your weight. So make sure that it's within reach already. Bend the knees, backs of the hands together, thread yourself up. A weighted sun salutation A. Push the hips forward, shallow or deep back bend. Just be aware of that extra weight. Squeeze the front, squeeze the psoas to lift. Hands in, elbows press in, bow down. Bending the knees, letting the head go. Weights just outside of your mat so you can place your hands flat. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale, forward fold, step or jump back, plank. All the way down or halfway. Cobra or upward facing dog, back through plank, puppy pose, downward facing dog, spinal wave, belly up, chest up, head up, and exhale down. If you did cobra like I did, you have a little bit more movement. Don't shortchange yourself. One more wave, belly up, chest up, head up, exhale down. Heels up, knees and elbows bend, step or jump. Top of your mat. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Choose the height. You can vary it if you want to. Exhale, forward fold. Hands on your weights. Backs of the hands together. Bend your knees. Push to the length of your legs. Lift yourself up. Upward facing hands. Push the hips forward. Shallow or deeper back bend. Squeeze the front to lift. Hands in. Elbows press in. Bend the knees. Belly on the thighs. Head down. Hands down. Release your weights. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Step or jump. Plank. Inhale, plank. Exhale, all the way down or halfway. Cobra or upward facing dog. Back through plank. Puppy pose. Downward facing dog. Spinal wave. One more, belly in and up. Inhaling, chest up, head up, deep long breath, and exhale. Melting down in that downward wave. Inhale, heels up, knees and elbows bent, step or jump. Top of your mat. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale down. One more, with or without your weights. Bend your knees, backs of the hands in, waving all the way up. Shallow or deep back bend. Squeeze the front to lift. Hands in, elbows in, bow down. Forward fold. Inhale, lifting up halfway, pushing through the length of your arms, never forgetting that. Exhaling down, step or jump, plank. All the way down or halfway. Cobra or upward facing dog, back through plank, puppy pose, downward facing dog. Spinal wave, belly up, chest up, head up, exhale down. Heels up, knees and elbows bent, step or jump. Top of your mat. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Backs of the hands together. Push to the length of your legs, waving all the way up. Push the hips forward. Shallow or deep back bend. Squeeze the front to lift. From here, walk your feet in. And let's do this first with our weights. So grab your weight, arms back up. Squeeze the knees in, and the knees will necessarily bend. And you can just bend them a little bit more, moving just the knees and not the lower back. So essentially what we do not want to do is hyperextending like this in chair. Yeah? Wave the spine up, making sure that the curves of your spine are just neutral. Squeeze the legs in. Bend them slightly, moving from the knees, the hips, the ankles, but not necessarily bending from the lumbar spine. And you are in your high chair. Hands in, thread them down, mid-level, heart level, heart space, twisting from the navel to the right side. Navel, sternum, nose. So you are in a high revolve chair. Stay in a high revolve chair or bring your left elbow on the outside. You can help it there, especially it's our first strong twist. And come into a really deep revolve chair. Breathing here. From here, mindfully, don't rush this movement. Left leg slides or steps back. Heel down, so distribute your body weight to that back leg. Strengthen that leg. Don't let it collapse down this way, yeah? Strengthen it, heel down, and you can accentuate that twist a little bit more. Once you're in the pose, open your arms. Deep, full breath. In a revolved side angle. Top arm curls down, cradling action with the arms to swap them over on top of your thigh. Right forearm on top of your right thigh. Left arm unfurls up. Once again, don't just hinge on the big joints kind of this way. Yeah, very heavy, especially with that added weight. So I just want to show you again. Lead from the shoulder, elbow, uncurling or unfurling your arm. Lower shoulder, don't collapse this way. Push through the length of your arm, hug and lift. This arm, if your weight wasn't here in your hand, it would actually be feeling really light. Nose points either neutrally forward, as I'm doing, looking directly towards you, or if your neck is okay, look up towards your top hand. From here, push strongly through your right leg, squeezing your left side, swapping over your arms, soft in your transition, left arm around the back waist. As you're threading your arm around your back waist, your hip is swaying forward towards your right foot. So sway it forward slightly. Top arm, even with that added weight, press it to the back. This lateral flexion in Exalted Warrior doesn't have to be very, very deep. What we want here is to reach up so that we can open our side, lengthening out the right side and not overly crunching this left lower curve of the body. If you're feeling strong with your right side really open, lean a little bit more. Push your hips forward, sway them forward. Very similar to our back bends. Move from the hips. Squeeze your right side, lifting up out of that pose. Hands down on the mat. Have some side sweeping lunges. Once you're on your left side, you can release your weights there momentarily so that your side sweeping lunges is nice and light. Or of course, if you also want to use your weights here, you're welcome to do so. But the point of this mini vinyasa is to neutralize the body. Once you're back on your left foot, turn back into your warrior feet, especially this back foot, which is now the right leg. Don't let it get left pointing in the opposite direction from the rest of the body. So turn it in, 30 to 45 degree angles and any angle in between. Hands back on your weights if you let go of them. Pushing strongly through your front leg. Anchoring yourself down with the back leg, so you're lengthening that back leg. You're grounding your foot, the triangle of your foot, strong into the mat, and you're squeezing the back muscles and waving the arms up. Right arm up and over, left arm coming to a vertical position, right arm around the back waist, and as you're threading your arm around your back waist, you're shifting the weight of your hips, swaying them forward a little bit, and you're lengthening up. Breathing here. Once again, you can stay in this almost vertical position with just a small lean of the body, or if you want to, top hand, press it towards the back, lengthening the body and pushing your hips forward, coming into your Exalted Warrior. Breathing here. Squeeze the left side, come out of that pose. Left forearm on top of your left thigh. Right arm disengages from your back and unfurl it up as we did previously, reaching up. Once again, you're hugging and lifting here. Your legs are strong in its form. The triangles of your feet are pressing down into the mat, lengthening up the spine. Bottom arm is actually light on your thigh, but you can use it to torque the body a little bit more open in your twist. Navel, sternum, nose, allowing the body to adjust. If you've come into a deeper version of the pose, a high side angle, but with a bit more of a twist in the body. Deep, full breath. Top arm from here curls down, cradling action with the arms until your right forearm is on top of your left thigh, and your left arm is reaching up. You're lengthening the arms in the direction your fingers are pointing, never forgetting the strength of that back leg. Don't let it drop down like what I'm showing right now. Yeah? Strengthen it. Deep, full breath. From here, top hand melts down, hands back together, Right elbow on the outside of your left knee. You can help yourself there by all means and come into this really low version of a revolved side angle. Deep full breath. Very mindful movement. Don't rush this. Right leg slides up. Squeezing the knees back together and you're back into a really low revolved chair. Breathing. From here, squeeze this top quadrant of the body to lift yourself up. Don't rush this, you might get dizzy coming from a low angle and coming into a higher revolved chair. Twisting back to center from the navel, sternum, nose, extend your arms back up into your high chair. Breathing here, pushing through your legs, lengthening up, separate your feet so that you have a bigger base and push your hips forward. Shallow back bend, just a shallow one because we have weights. Squeeze the front of the body to lift. Walk your legs back in. Squeeze the legs back in. And again, allow yourself to come into a high chair by just moving your hips, your knees, and your ankles. Not necessarily moving the lumbar spine, or at least not a lot. You're just sinking down. Deep full breath. Hands in, bring your weights down. Heart space, lengthening up the spine here. You can even have a subtle spinal wave if you want to. Twisting back to the left side. Navel, sternum, nose. High revolved chair. You can opt to stay here or right elbow on the outside of your left knee in a low revolved chair. Right leg slides back or step it back into our low revolved side angle. Parivrita Parshvakonasana. From here, squeeze the top quadrant of your body once again, the back left of the body, squeezing it until your right forearm can come on top of your left thigh and your left arm can lengthen back up. Back into the higher version of our revolved side angle. Top arm curls down, don't rush, cradling action with the arms. Swap them over and back into a higher form of our side angle. Neck spinning up, nose pointing towards your top hand if your neck is okay, or just neutrally forward. Pushing through your left leg, squeezing your right side, lifting up out of that pose, swapping over your arms, pushing your hips or swaying your hips forward to the left foot and coming to stop first in a higher version of your exalted warrior. And then if you want to, come deeper. Should you want to. Squeeze the left side of the body, including a bit of the front. Especially if you went deep, melt down. Release your arms, melting back down. Side sweeping lunge. Without my cue, just move the body with or without your weights. And then when you're next on the right side, leave your weights there and just have a few more without your weights. Feel the lightness, the difference with and without those extra weights. When you're back on your right foot, stop and turn your feet. Hands back on your weights, pushing strongly through your front leg, anchoring yourself through your back leg, lengthening it diagonally down into the mat, squeezing your back muscles and waving your arms up. Left arm up and over, right arm up and over. Position your arms in our exalted warrior and decide. Start with a almost vertical body, just a little bit of a lean, or come a little deeper by swaying your hips forward, pushing your hips forward, and being aware of this extra weight in your hand. Squeeze the right side to come out of that pose. Right forearm, right thigh, left arm reaches up. Side angle, high side angle. Breathing. Top arm curls down. Cradle your arms. Swap them over. High revolved side angle. Strengthen that back leg. Don't let it collapse down. Adjust your footing as you need to. Top hand melts back down. Left elbow on the outside of your right knee. Hands together and come into your low, really low, revolved side angle. By now you might be sweating bullets like I am. From here, very mindful movement, don't rush. Left leg slides up or steps up. And you're back into a very low revolved chair. Squeezing your legs together, creating a solid base. Squeezing this top quadrant of the body, the back right side of the body, and lift up into a higher revolved chair. Breathing. Coming back to center, navel, sternum, nose, lengthen your arms up, high chair, deep full breath. Lengthen, wave the spine up, lost my breath. Waving the spine up, walking your feet apart, back into your proper hip width distance. Push your hips forward, swaying them forward, coming into a shallow back bend. Squeeze the front of the body, hands in, elbows press in, bow down. Forward fold. Let the head go, let the weights go. Never hang in your forward fold, by the way. I love this. Yeah, never hang this way. Bend your knees to get your fingers down on the mat. Then push through the length of your arms. Feel that lift of your back. Feel the lengthening of your legs. Deep full breath. Now that we know what we're going to do with our side angles, let's add something. Hands on your weights, knees bent, backs of the hands together, threading all the way up. Upward facing hands. Pushing the hips forward, shallow back bend, just a shallow one. Squeeze the front to lift. Walk your legs back in, squeezing them in, bending, and we're back to chair. Before our chairs and side angles, let's have what I call our rocking chair. Hands gripping strongly on your weights. Right leg steps back in a lunge so the heel is up. Pull your weights down, but control that descent. Retract your scapula. Squeeze your triceps and allow your arms to be drifted to the back. Inhale, scoop forward. Back to chair. Left leg steps back as you drift your arms to the back, squeezing your upper back, squeezing your upper arm. lengthening out your pectoral muscles, opening up your collarbones, and let's flow. Inhale, chair, exhale, lunge. Inhale, chair, exhale, lunge, left. Inhale, chair. Allow your arms to be drifted a little further back if you want to. Lunge right. Inhale, chair. Lunge left. Inhale, chair. Last one to the right. Inhaling, chair. Last one to the left. Inhale, back to chair. Hands in, thread them down. Heart space. Twisting from the navel to the right side. Navel, sternum, nose. High revolved chair or low revolved chair. Deep full breath. Adjusting yourself as you need to. Left leg steps back. Heel down. Low revolved side angle. Squeezing the top quadrant of the body. Lifting yourself up. High revolved side angle. Top arm curls down. Swap it over. High side angle. Breathing. But again, you're always welcome to stop and rest and have a pat down. I think I need to squeeze the left side, pushing through your front leg. Prepare your arms first in your exalted warrior, and then sway your hips forward and lean back. Any angle of lean doesn't have to be very, very deep. Squeeze the right side, lift, melt down, side sweeping lunge. Just a few with your weights. And then when you're back on your left foot rather, and have a few more without your weights. Neutralize the body, neutralize the joints, the big muscles. Feel that lightness in the body. When you're back on the left side, turn your feet. Warrior feet. Hands on weights. Pushing through your front leg, squeezing the back. Right arm up and over. Left arm vertical. Position your arms for your lean, exalted warrior. Pushing the hips forward towards your left foot. And determine the depth of your exalted warrior. Deep full breath. Squeeze the left side to lift and come back into your side angle. There's just a lot of words for me to say, but don't rush from pose to pose. Never strobe from pose to pose. Honor the transitions. It's what keeps us safe. Top arm curls down. Cradling action. Swap it over. High revolved side angle. Nice strong body. Never forgetting the activation of your muscles, especially when effort truly kicks in. Top hand melts down. Right elbow outside of your left knee, low revolved side angle. Low parivrita, Parshvakonasana. Right leg slides up. Very mindful movement, don't rush. Then adjust your footing, squeeze your legs in for our low revolved chair. Squeeze the top quadrant of the body. Lifting up, high revolved chair. And coming back to center. Extending the arms up. Deep full breath. Rocking chair, starting with the left. Left leg lunge, pull back. Lengthening up the body here. Inhale, scoop forward, chair. Lunge right. Don't rush, inhaling up. Exhaling. Lunging left. Inhale up. You might even want to challenge yourself coming deeper in your chair and longer in the lunge. That's a lunge to the right, chair. Lunge left, deep or shallow, chair. High or deep. Lunge right, chair. Last one. Lunge left. Exhaling, shallow or deep. Inhale, back to chair. Shallow or deep. Last one, right side. Lunge right. Gripping the weights, extending your arms to the back. And inhale. Back to chair. Lengthen out your legs. Walk your feet together. Push your hips forward. Shallow back bend. Squeeze the front to lift. Walk your legs back in, squeezing them, and yes, back to our chair. Last one, just to spin to the front. We can do this. Grip your weights, left leg, lunge, deep or shallow, up to you. Inhaling, back chair, high or low, lunge right. Inhale, chair. Lunge left. Don't rush, especially by now. You're getting really tired. Effort is really trying to kick in. If you feel like you're going to start to struggle, release the weights and just do it without weights and don't rush. We're lunging right. Last one. Inhale, back to chair. Hands in, thread them, heart space. Revolve chair to the left side. Navel, sternum, nose. High revolve chair or low revolve chair. Please be confident that you really can choose your modifications. Right leg slides back. Heel down, low revolved side angle. Breathing. Lifting back up, high revolved side angle. Leaving the activation of your body up to you now. You know what to do. Top arm curls down. Adjust your footing as you need to. High side angle. Exalted warrior, squeezing your right side, pushing through your left, swaying the hips forward, and choose your angle. Staying high or coming deep. Squeeze the left side of the body, melt down on your left side by your left foot. Side sweeping lunge. A few with the weights. And then when you're next on the right side, release your weights there. Leave them there. And a few without. Allowing your legs to adjust. Allowing the spine all the way up to the head to shift and extending your arms. Once you're back on the right foot, stop. Turn your feet. Warrior legs. Hands on weights, pushing through your front leg. Windmiller arms, left arm up and over. Right arm vertical. Preparing for our exalted warrior. Sway the hips forward to your right foot and choose the depth, choose the angle of your body here. Squeeze your right side to lift. Right forearm, right thigh, Left arm releases back into your high side angle. From at this point, that top arm you'll want to just kind of sag down. It looks vertical, but it's sagging down. I'm not reaching up. I want us all to reach up. Feel that length in your side. Feel the reactivation of your muscles. Committing to the pose. Top arm softens now. Curl it down. Creating action with the arms. Adjusting your legs as you need to. And back into our revolved side angle. And again, top arm, reach it up. Bottom arm, reach it down diagonally. It's these subtle movements, subtle but deep awareness of the activation of our body that takes us into our goals of strength, length, endurance. Top hand melts down. Left elbow outside of the right knee and come into your low revolved side angle. Where was I? Endurance, concentration, focus, just quieting the mind, listening to the sound of your breath, however ragged it's starting to be because of the effort. Left leg slides up. Low revolved chair. Top quadrant of the body squeezes, pushing through your legs even in the form it's in to lift yourself up. High revolved chair. And turning back to center from the navel, sternum, nose back into our chair and extending the arms. High chair. At this point, if you want to come deeper, just be aware not to hyperextend the lower back, but the deeper you do go in chair, the more the lumbar spine comes into the pose. From here, grip your weights. Right leg starts our rocking chair. Lunge, pull back, lengthen the spine up. Inhale forward, exhale left. Inhale forward, chair. Exhale right, lunge. Inhale forward, chair. Exhale left lunge. Inhale, just with the breath now. Inhale, exhale. Last one to the right. Don't rush. Last one left. Coming back, chair. Extending up, separating your feet, pushing the hips forward. Shallow back bend, just a shallow one. Squeeze the front to lift. Hands in, elbows press in, knees bend, belly on the thighs. Bow down, forward fold. Release your weights, never hang low. Bend the knees, distribute your weight between the triangle of your feet and the pads, the claw hands. Letting the head go. And one half flow to downward facing dog. Inhale, waving up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Step, or if you still have any in the tank, jump back. Plank, all the way down or halfway. Cobra, or upward facing dog, back through plank. Puppy pose, downward facing dog, spinal wave, belly up, chest up, head up, and exhale down. Breathing. And a few more spinal waves here. Whenever you're in a downward facing dog in my class, you're welcome to do your spinal waves. From here, and I'll start with the left side. So you'll see left leg, thigh pressing into the belly. Point the knee back and up, keeping that leg curled, but lifting the knee back and up, and then extend the leg, three-legged dog. Wave forward, three-legged plank. Bend that knee, curl it forward, step it down in the mat, but just midway between the line of your hands and the line of where both feet would be in your plank. From here, because the left leg is in front, we are turning to the left side. Blade of the right knee comes down on the mat, left leg turns, so it's perpendicular now, pointing, creating a T intersection with the top horizon of your mat. Left arm with or without your weights. Actually, let's do this without the weights, but you're welcome to do this with weights as well if you want to. Bottom shoulder, don't collapse it down. Very bad for the shoulder. Push strongly through your arm in a modified side angle. Now let's flow. Top arm sweeps to the back as you dip your hip just slightly down. Inhale, sweep your arm forward and up. Push through your foundations and lift up. Body weight, by the way, slightly forward so that front foot can carry your weight as well. Exhale, down. Inhale, forward and up. Pushing through your front foot, your left foot. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Last one. Exhale, down. Inhaling up. Top arm curls back down. Reset your feet. Shoulders level. Toes pointing back to the top of the mat. Left leg curls up. Push yourself to the back as you point the knee back and up, reversing the order of how we went into side plank, and extend the top leg. From here, left leg crosses on top of the right leg and push through your arms. Allow your body to be drifted a little bit more to the right side because both legs, both feet are towards the right. And it opens up your left side really nicely. Now, option, and please be aware, you can stay here if this is enough, or if you want to, soften your elbows and your knees and flip over. Left arm opens up. Notice my feet. I am turning my feet and I am pushing through my 3 points of foundation, reaching up. Flipped dog. Top arm releases the pose and come back into this diagonal, cross-legged downward facing dog. Left leg curls back up and step it down. So we're just untangling the legs. Spinal wave, belly up, chest up, head up, and exhale. Melting down and onto the right side. Right leg curls up, thigh to belly. Point the knee back and up, nice and high, pushing strongly through your standing leg, squeezing your gluteal muscle to lift that leg up, and then extend the leg without overly opening up the body to the right side, by the way. Wave forward, three-legged plank. Curl that leg forward, right leg forward, and step it midway. Turn to your right side, coming on the blade of the left foot, turning your right leg. So your foot creates a T intersection with the long horizon of your mat. With or without weights, I'll do this side with weights, just to show you modified side plank. Body weight ever so slightly forward so your front foot can carry some of your body weight, distributing them evenly. Exhale, hip shifts down, arm to the back. Inhale, waving up. Exhale. If you have weights like I do, inhaling up, don't rush, especially with that upward circle. Exhale down. This portion, inhale up. Squeeze your shoulder to lift your arm up. Last one, exhale down. Inhale up, squeeze your shoulder to lift that weighted arm up. Top arm curls back down. Release your hands, shoulders level, and back to where we started. Reversing the order. Curl the leg up. Extend it to the back as you lengthen both legs. Deep full breath. Top leg, shift the weight to the left side and land it crossing on top of your left leg. Push through your arms. Allow the body to be drifted to the left side. Deep full breath. Stay if this is enough, or soften your elbows and your knees, bending them and leading with your right arm, reaching up. Allow your feet to turn. Your feet are turning away from the front of our mat. Don't let them get left pointing when all of the rest of the body is turning, reaching up. Top arm releases the pose, back to this diagonal, cross-legged, downward facing dog. Bend your right knee and just unbind your legs. Spinal wave, belly up, chest up, head up, and exhale down. Spinal waves, belly up, chest up, head up, and exhale down. And just one more set. Left leg curls up, point the knee back and up, keeping that leg curled first, and then extend the leg. Wave forward, three-legged plank. Bend that left knee, step it halfway up. Turn to your left side, modified side plank, left arm up. Inhaling here. Exhale, circle it down, hip dips down, and inhale, push through your foundations to lift up. Exhale, circle down, inhale up. Good. Exhale, circle down. You can vary the height of your hip dip. Inhale up, last one. Exhale down, higher low, and inhale, back up. Top arm curls down. Left leg curls up. Push the body weight to the back and back. First our curled leg, three-legged dog, and then extend that leg. Drift your left leg out to the right side and land it towards the right, crossing your legs. Pushing through your arms and back into our diagonal, cross-legged downward facing dog. Stay or flip over, turning your feet. Don't forget your feet. Reaching up, inhaling. Exhale, release the pose. Back to our cross-legged downward facing dog. Just bend your left knee and untangle, unbind your legs. Wave the spine, belly up, chest up, head up, exhale down. Right leg curls up into the belly. Point the knee back and up, nice and high. And then extend that leg. Wave forward, three-legged plank. Bend that knee, step it halfway up. Turn to the right side, turning your feet, waving your right arm up, modified side plank. Inhale up here, exhale, arm to the back, hip dips down. Inhale, arm circles forward and up, pressing your hip up. Exhale, Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling. Last one. Exhale. And inhale. Waving up. Top arm releases. Back to neutral with the body. Right leg curls up. Drift your body weight to the back. And then extend your right leg up. Going through that order, a reverse order. Top leg drifts to the right, to the left side, drifting to the left side, and land your foot. Pushing through the length of your arms, lifting the hips up, the sit bones up, lengthening out the legs, even in this cross-legged form. Stay or soften your knees and your elbows, turn your feet, reach up, looking up towards the ceiling, flipping over. Inhale, lengthening, reaching up. Exhale, release the pose. Back to our diagonal, cross-legged downward facing dog. Then just bend the right knee to unfurl the legs. Back into our full, proper downward facing dog. Spinal wave, belly up, chest up, head up, and exhale down. Heels up, knees all the way down. Untuck your toes. Awareness exercise. Keep your hands pressing strongly where they are. Push yourself to the back. If you feel like your arms have a little bit more length in them and you can walk them farther forward, by all means do so. Elbows are lifted up, don't let them sag down. You can rest the hairline down on the mat in our extended child's pose. From here, pushing strongly through your hands, through your arms, waving the body up. Wave yourself forward, transitioning from a cat, crawling forward. Then, however you can, bring your legs forward. Once again, I like crossing my ankles and flipping them this way. But if your toe knuckles, if your toes, the tops of your feet don't like that, by all means, sit down and swing your legs forward. Just be mindful. From here, just a moment in Dandasana, staff pose. Dorsiflex your ankles. Strong 90-degree with the back, so don't hunch, yeah? And don't lean back or don't collapse forward. With the spine, nice and long. Hands beside the body. They're not actually pressing in. They're just there to align the body. This is quite strong for the abdominals actually, for the psoas, for the back, of course. Bend your right knee. Hug that leg as close to you as you can. Then let your leg just drop out to the side, and I'll just quickly turn to the front. Let your leg drop out to the side and tuck your right foot under the body this way. Under your toes, and the heel is right in the middle, just under, below our pubic bone. Waving the spine here, belly in and up, chest up, head up. Hands and fists, bring them behind you. Push to the length of your arms and lift your sit bones up. Angle your legs, gain that 90 degrees with the femurs, and land. The midline of your body will come in the middle of this triangle, in the apex of this triangle, and that's what we want. That's the angle we want. Back of the left hand on the inside of your left leg. Right arm waves up. Inhaling here, you're either looking directly forward or maybe twisting a little bit if you want to. So from the navel, twisting towards your right leg, your bent leg. Navel, sternum, nose. Right arm lifts up once again. Then press your top hand. Once again, you can use a weight here if you want to. Press that top hand to the left side, allowing your left hand to slide along your leg, adjusting yourself as you need to, and coming into your lateral flexion, Parshva Sirsasana. From here, keep the height the body is in. Just relax your top arm. Be very aware that that extra weight will make your arm really feel really heavy. Yeah, so just be aware of that. And with or without your weights. From here, level your shoulders. So we're already in a softer Janu Sirsasana, Purna Janu Sirsasana. The shoulders are level. From here, right hand, so keep the body the height it's in, right hand crosses on top of your ankle and holds on to the blade of your foot. Left hand to the back, just where it will naturally fall. This twist is very small. It's a very subtle twist, but I still want you to twist from the navel and getting that spiral of the body. Yeah, and let's do it. Twisting to the left side, navel, sternum, nose. And again, as I said, it's subtle twist, but always in that order. Lengthening out this arm. The right arm that's crossing, dorsiflex your left ankle, lengthening out the back side of our left leg. And of course, this right side, especially your QLs. And this is what the different poses of Janu Sirsasana is really good for. Lengthening out the QLs, the quadratus lumborum, the bundle of muscles that attach the highest point of our iliac crest to our lowest ribs. From here, release the pose, keeping the body once again in the height it's in. If your hands can reach your foot, hold on to your foot or your ankle or any point on your leg. You can also use the traction of your hands against the mat if you want to. From here, wherever your hands are, whichever height your body is in, hold on tight and wave the spine. Belly in and up, chest up, head up. Feel the strength of your back. Deep full breath. Winding down our vinyasa, our flow for J. From here, release your hands. First, drift them behind you. I like pointing my fingers away because we're going to push forward, but by all means, adjust the rotation of your hands however they need to support your body weight, yeah? From here, plant or flex your left ankle first. Point the toes away. I hope you can still see me. Let me adjust. Point your toes away. Push your sit bones up. Then crawl yourself forward until your front foot can come low on the mat and you're resting on your right shin. Deep full breath. If your left hand on the outside, on the pinky side of your foot feels awkward, by all means, bring it inside, yeah? And you can crawl yourself forward a little bit more. And just to show you sideways how that pose looks, it's this. From here, walk your hands to the back once again. Bring your right knee up. Bend your left knee. Adjust yourself on your mat. And hug your knees. Hug them tight. We demanded a lot of contraction from our rhomboids and our rotator cuffs. So let's give them a facilitated stretch by hugging ourselves really tight, opening up our upper back. From here, release the pose, wave the spine, belly in and up, chest up, head up, extending your legs out. Once again, Dandasana, staff pose. Breathing, hugging and lifting. Left leg, bend it, hug it as close to you as you can. Then let that leg just drop out, tucking your left foot under your right thigh. Hands in strong fists, really strong, no gap on the inside in that cup of your fists. Bring them behind you. Push yourself up, angle your legs, gaining that 90-degree angles, and land down. Center of the body is the apex of this triangle. Back of the right hand on the inside of your right leg. And if you did this lateral flexion with your weights, just grab it now. Left arm waves up. And again, twist the body a little bit more towards your bent leg. Always from the navel or from the pubis actually. If you can, even if it doesn't move a lot, just start your twist from there. Top arm, with or without your weights, press it towards your right leg. Allowing your right hand just to slide away along your extended leg. Dorsal flex that ankle by the way and flick the toes towards you. Breathing here. If your left hand does have a weight, it might feel really, really heavy. So just be aware of that. From here, neutralize the body, shoulders level, release your left arm, release your weights. Level your shoulders. Good. Just in our soft Janu Sirsasana first. Then left hand crosses on top of your right ankle, holds onto the blade of your foot. Right hand drifts anywhere behind you, but pressing the claw hands down. Then once again from your navel, or if you can add that awareness from your pubis, twisting to the right side. Pubis, navel, sternum, nose. And again, it's a small twist. Remember that the spine will only twist so much. So don't expect, especially this one, to be a deep twist. But what we're wanting to lengthen out, the QLs, muscles right here. And of course, all the other muscles, your arm, your shoulder, the muscles right here externally rotating the hip, your extended leg. Release the pose, shoulders level, hands strongly grip where they'll reach. So if you did your twist high and you came out of the twist in a high position like this, stay here, pressing your finger pads strongly down into the mat. Wherever your hands are, however high or deep you are in your pose, let's have a spinal wave. Belly in and up, chest up, head up. Don't let your shoulder, the heads of your humerus, by the way, to be drawn forward, yeah? Bring them to the back, retract your scapula. Strong pose. From here, release the pose, very gently, soften the body. Walk your hands behind you, lengthening up the spine, adjusting your seat as you need to. Then plant or flex your right ankle, but flick the toes. Push yourself up and bring your body weight forward, crawling forward until your right foot is flat on the mat. Right knee comes into a small bend and you're resting on top of your shin and you're crawling forward. So the sit bones are lifted up. Deep, full breath. From here, release the pose. Good. And bend your right knee. Bring the blades of the feet together. Interlace your fingers. And come into Baddha Konasana. Now, with this pose, the shoulders will naturally round this way. I want you to wave the spine once again. Belly in and up. Chest up. Head up. From this pose, release your hands from in front of your toes. Tuck your right leg, right heel rather, under once again, as you did, similar to what we did in Janushirshasana, what we just finished. Left knee is lifted up. Hug it really close to you. Really, really close. From here, angle your shin, similar to pigeon. Yeah, so angle it parallel to the floor. From here, but by the way, word of caution, if your hips, your knees, your ankles are not happy lifting it up, just angle it slightly and support your leg here. This is fine. Wave the spine here, belly in and up, chest up, head up. And if this is enough for you, stay here. This is fine. Or if you can, bring that shin parallel to the floor, as I said. Bring the blade of your foot any point on your forearm. From your hands, your fingers even, or all the way up to the crook of your elbow. If you can come all the way here, support your leg. Now the body, let me just slightly move diagonally. The body will naturally curve here as we do when we're in a seated pose and coming into a pose. The body will naturally react this way. Just allow that to happen because it allows us to move into our pose. But once your limbs are in your position, wave the body up. Belly in and up, chest up, head up. Whew. I hope you feel that strength in your back and the strength of your arms cradling this leg. And speaking of cradling, come into cradling the baby. Just shifting the weight of your leg side to side. Truly like cradling a baby. Breathing here. From this pose, coming back into a steady pose. Left hand holds on to the blade of your left foot. Right hand behind you. And open that leg forward first. And then out to the side, decide an angle where it's comfortable for your hips to open up to. And lengthen the body up here once again. Belly in and up. Chest up. Head up. I hope you feel the difference in the strength of this pose, this activated pose, engaged muscles, to kind of this one, a collapsed pose. Looks very similar, but you will feel the difference. Now, from here, stay if this is enough, or move with me. Bend your left knee, right hand on your left foot, on top of your left foot, and this hand will adjust as we come into the pose. Left hand in front of you, pressing strongly through your left hand, And if this is enough for you, stay here, yeah? Or you can help this leg on top of your shoulder. It won't go absolutely on top, of course. Then once you're here, stay in this kind of odd looking pose. Stay here if this is enough. Or if you want to, lengthen out and come into Yantrasana or sundial pose. Deep full breath. But this is a really strong pose, especially for your left hip. So just be very aware of that, please. And release the pose. Did you go there? Don't force it. It takes a lot of time. From here, come back to our Baddha Konasana, cobbler's pose. Waving the spine. Closing your eyes even. Just let all of that effort just melt down. You can even rock side to side. Why not? Deep full breath. From here, release the pose. Left foot comes in. Right knee points up. Adjust yourself as you need to on your mat. Lift your right leg up. Left hand holds on to the blade of your foot. Right arm just supports the from the knee to the thigh, so supports the rest of your leg. And stay here. And if this is your cradling the baby, that's fine. Deep full breath. But if you want to, bring the blade of the foot a little higher up, all the way to the crook of your elbow if you want to. Adjusting yourself. And again, if you can see, my shoulders are rounding forward, my back is a little bit curved, and that's necessary just to come into the pose. Once we are in the pose though, wave the spine. Belly in and up, chest up, head up. I'm pretty sure you can feel the difference of that. And once again, cradle the baby. Deep full breath. You can even close your eyes here if you want to. Feeling the strength of your back. From here, coming back to a steady pose. Shifting your eyes open if you did close them. Release your leg. Right hand on the blade of your right foot. Left hand just behind you where it will naturally fall. And again, during transitions, allow the body to soften and lengthen your right leg forward. Or if you want to, open it up as wide as you can. Once you're in the pose, after your transitions, wave the spine. Re-engage the body, belly in and up, chest up, head up. Breathing here, softening the gaze, closing the eyes even. Not overthinking things. I probably should have started off the flow with that, but so the next time you do our Dosha Vinyasa Yoga 1.3, just remember that. Don't overthink things. Actually, it applies to all of our poses, all of yoga, and to life as well, I believe. From here, soften your right knee, bring it back to the center, left hand on your right foot, right arm inside this loop that we created, yeah? Adjust yourself, keep adjusting yourself as you need to. Then bring your leg as high up towards your shoulder as you can. If you notice, my leg isn't coming literally on top of my shoulder, but as high up as you can. Keep adjusting your left hand as you need to, then bring your right back down on the mat. And once again, if this is enough for you, stay. Just have a flavor of Yantrasana, of the sundial pose. Or if you want to, Lengthen up, pushing through your standing arm and coming into your sundial pose. And again, this pose is really strong, especially for your hip joint, your iliofemoral joint. So just please be aware of that. And your hand gripping onto your foot needs to be really strong so your foot doesn't fling out. Deep full breath. And release the pose. Sigh with me. From here, roll your shoulders as you need to, and I will just reset myself back properly on the mat. Hugging your knees back in a seated child's pose. Deep full breath. Then release the pose, adjusting yourself on the mat, and roll down. If you have a ponytail like I do, by the way, move it out of the way so that you can land on the very back of your head. Hugging the knees in and draw circles. Sacroiliac joint massage, our old friend. Deep full breath. From here, coming back to center. Bring your right foot down on the mat. Left leg crosses on top. You can come anywhere from a figure 4, so the ankle is just on top of your knee, or a little bit tighter. Either this, a tighter bind, or a loose bind, up to you. Arms relaxing already beside the body in our Shavasana. From here, without added force, just let your top leg, your left leg, guide your right and come down into a twist. The nose, the gaze can be pointing just up, just neutral. Just allowing the weight of your left leg guide the depth of this twist. It doesn't have to be overly deep. The knees, the right knee especially, doesn't have to come all the way down. Don't force it. Don't overthink it. With the next exhalation, yes, exhalation, so inhale here. Exhale, bring your legs back to center. So we're moving that at an exhalation this time. Release your legs, swap them over. Again, figure 4 or a tighter bind. Then, once again, on an exhalation, let your right leg just bring your left leg into the twist. And with every exhalation, just allow your twist to come without force. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your legs back to center. Release the bind of your legs. Bring your feet to the edges of your mat. Then just soft window wipes. Don't rush. As you're dropping your knees out to the sides, incrementally walk your feet out the length of your mat until they're nice and lengthened, and come into your Shavasana. Closing the eyes. Softening your Ujjayi breath. Or your circular breath. If you feel, last one, if you feel like your shoulders are hunching up towards your ears, like what I'm showing, walk them. Lengthen them out without really pushing your shoulder blades down, but allowing your shoulder blades to just adjust underneath the body. And then back to Shavasana.